Okay, so this video corresponds with the two-digit divisor homework number 1, right here. I'm going to go over the problems, give some helpful hints, and for anybody that needs a little bit extra help, and for the people who feel like they know what they're doing, they can check their answers. So, first thing, just like one digit, can 28 go into 6? No, so I'm going to put an X right above the 6. Can 28 go into 63? Yes, but how many times? I like to round the 28 to 30 and to go 30, 60. So it's going to have to go 2 times. If I can't do the math in my head, I'm going to have to write it down. 28 times 2, well, that's 16. So that would be 56. So it goes once, 56. Subtract, regroup, so that becomes a 5, that becomes a 13. 13 minus 6 is 7, 0. So that's 72, and I can check, well, 28 for 3 times, so I'm just adding on 4, 5, 6, so that's too much, so it goes twice. 2 times 28 is 56. I already did that math. Subtract here, so that's 6. So 12 remainder 16 is the answer to the first one. Okay. So over here on number 2, 14 go into 5. No, can 14 go into 53? Well, yes. If I round this 14 to 10, and see how close I can get. Well, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So it's going to be 4 or 5 times. I'm going to use 5 because I rounded down to 10. So let's see if 5 works. 14 times 5 is, well, I can see right away that's going to be a little bit too much. So let's try 4, because 5 times 1 is 5, so that's going to be, so let's try 4. So 14, 4 and 4, 6, 56. I'm actually a little bit over, so it actually goes 3 times. There is no set method on determining these bigger numbers into each other. You have to use trial and error. You have to use some estimating. You have to use your number sense. So you might end up doing what I just had to do. Okay? So they go 3 times. So that's 42. That's 1, 1. Drop down to 5. Okay? So how many times can 14 go into 1? Well, I know 10 times 10 is 100, so my guess is going to be 7, 8, or 9 times. So I'm going to start with 9. So that's 6. That's a little bit too big. Here's a little trick. I can subtract the 14 off to get it 8 times instead of having to do times 8. I already have this math worked out, so I can do that. So that's 112, and look, if I do it here, still, or yeah, 112, still get 112. So that's just knowing that using, when I'm doing multiplication, is nothing more than repeated addition, and division is nothing more than repeated subtraction. So that goes 8 times, being 112. So it would be 38, remainder 3 for that number 2. Okay. Let me get my eraser here. Do 3 and 4. If you have any questions, concerns with any of this, always see me during Titan time. We're going to be practicing these the rest of the week, so hopefully each day we're getting a little bit better with these, a little bit more comfortable, so we can do these quickly and correctly. So 32 can't go into 6, but 32 can go 2 times, because 32 plus 32, or 32 times 4, is 64. If you could do some of these problems in your head, that's an advantage. You know, 30 plus 30 is 60, plus 2 is the 64. Still going to subtract here, so that's 2. 66 minus 64 is 2. Drop down to 1. 32 goes into 21 0 times. Make sure you work your way back around. I saw that mistake with some people in class when I was checking. Work yourself back around. 0 times 32 is 0. And 21 minus 0 is 21. So 20, remainder 21 is the answer to that. And then the last one, 794 divided by 40. Can't go into 7, so I put an X directly above. Remember, we talked about the importance of keeping it lined up, and we'll be doing more problems with that tomorrow. So I know 40 and 40 is 80, so this can only go once. Okay, using our number sense. Okay, so that's 9. Drop down. Now I have to try to figure out how many times does 40 go into 394. So I'm going to count by 40s, which is just like counting by 4s, but just adding a 0, so it'll be 40, and I'm keeping track of how many times. 40, 80, 120, 160, let's see, 160, then it would be 200, okay, well, 5 times is 200, 240, 280, 320, 360. Okay, so I'm at 360, and then plus another would be 400. So I'm around 8 or 9. Okay, or I could have said, well, 400 times 10 is 400. So it has to be 9 times. So you have a lot of different options. You have to use what you feel comfortable with. It's better than just blindly trying to figure those out by just trial and error. So that would be 360, so it goes 9 times. Come back around, I did the multiplication. Be 3. So 19, remainder 34. Like I said, we're going to do more practice with these throughout the week.